This week on Channel 8 News, we'll take a look at a Southern folk artist, lead green workshop, a look at state politics, and more.
Channel 8 News starts right now.
Thanks for tuning in to Channel 8 News. I'm Madeline Mosbauer.
And I'm Whitney Ice.
Trevor Nicholas was able to watch Sam Birchfield perform at the Student Union last week. Trevor?
Last Thursday, as part of Northwest Week, the Office of Student Involvement and the Student Activities Council hosted Sam Birchfield, a musician from Atlanta, Georgia, in the Student Union living room for an evening of musical entertainment. I was able to speak with Northwest Traditions Director Brady Netzel about the event.
So the event tonight for Northwest Week is Sam Birchfield. We're going to be having Sam perform for us. He is an indie soul kind of pop performer or artist, and he's very nice. I really enjoy his work. He's on Spotify, iTunes, all that. But we're going to be having him at 6:30 tonight in the second floor living room. We're really excited to have him. We chose the living room to have this performer because he's more soulful and indie than anything else, and so we're hoping to get like a more intimate vibe with the audience and the performer. And what Northwest Week is just about is really a week dedicated for the students and just to celebrate Northwest as a whole. And so a lot of it is just kind of like having activities or just giveaways or events that students can participate in or just have a good time or just kind of take away from it and really kind of connect more with Northwest.
Trevor Nicholas reporting for Channel 8 News.
Give me the secret man car, gonna do me what to do. Give me the parliamentary flower so I can be like you.
Thanks, Trevor. On Monday, April 8th at 3 p.m. in the J.W. Jones Student Union Ballroom, you can attend Northwest's annual award and recognition ceremony. Refreshments will be served. The Northwest Awards Recognition Ceremony is a collaborative celebration involving the Office of Student Involvement, Student Senate, Office of International Involvement, Library Services, Graduate School, Office of Human Resources, the Northwest Kansas City Center, and Student Employment to recognize excellence among Northwest students, faculty, and staff.
It's good to know that we have many free events going on at Northwest.
Yep. Well, when we come back, we'll take a dive into state politics. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Whitney Ice.
And I'm Madeline Mosbauer.
Hallie Cornelius got a chance to sit down with our local correspondent in Jefferson City to talk about state politics. Hallie?
Welcome back to News from the Capitol. I'm your host, Hallie Cornelius, and with us we have our local correspondent from Jefferson City, Molly Gardner. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. To start off this segment, I hear there's a handful of bills regarding the prison system lately. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Right, so there are three major bills that have been discussed a lot. There's an early parole for people over the age of 65. So let's say they committed a nonviolent crime and they were set to like 20 years in prison for some reason. So for example, marijuana. They were in possession of marijuana and they were set for 20 years in prison when they were 50. If they were 65 and were still in prison, they have the option of getting early parole. It does not include offensive crimes such as like murder or sexual assault or anything along those lines, but it does count for minor offenses. Two other bills that kind of go hand in hand was health care for women prisoners, along with feminine hygiene products for women prisoners. For instance, if a woman prisoner is in her third trimester and she's about to give birth, there's not really a lot of health care out there for that woman. So they want to make it safe and readily available if a woman is about to give birth in prison. It also, right now, as it stands, women are only given one feminine hygiene product a month while in prison. So they want to up that number a little bit because it's not very sanitary for them and it's not very healthy for them as well.
Lastly, Missouri hasn't been able to film any movies because of the high tax rate, but there is a bill that would change that. What exactly would that entail?
Right. So the last movie that was actually filmed in Missouri was Gone Girl in 2013. There's a lot of movies that are supposed to be based in Missouri, such as Ozark on Netflix, which is supposed to take place in Lake of the Ozarks. But the reason they cannot film in Missouri is our high tax rates. It's like $1 million to film in Missouri, and they want to change that to $250,000, which is a lot better than $1 million, and it would bring in a lot more revenue to Missouri, and it would bring a lot more Hollywood actors and tourism and everything like that to Missouri so that we can actually film movies and have our state shown. So the bill was actually, there's a Senate bill and there's also a House bill that are being heard. The House bill passed the House pretty well. There wasn't a lot of opposition for it. So now it's going to also head to the Senate. And so we'll see where it goes, but hopefully we can bring in some more revenue to Missouri.
So there's two separate bills for that?
There are two separate bills. That happens a lot, actually, where a senator will propose a bill a lot like a representative. So usually they just merge the two bills together. But the two bills are exactly the same, saying that they want to cut the tax rates and that they want to finally let people back into Missouri to film movies.
Well, that's really interesting. Thank you for joining me today. I will see you in a couple weeks to talk about more news from the Capitol. Now back to Madeline and Whitney in the studio.
Thanks, Hallie.
That's really interesting that there hasn't been a movie made in Missouri since 2013.
Right? Like Molly said, having a movie made in Missouri could bring a lot of tourism to the state.
No doubt. Well, when we come back, we'll take a look at some more recent news and events. Don't go away. Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Madeline Mosbauer.
And I'm Whitney Ice.
Alex Paulskill was able to attend a Lead Green leadership workshop that was held at Northwest Campus. Alex?
Last Wednesday, Lead Green, a leadership workshop here on campus, presented 20-minute sessions on topics of critical thinking, planning, problem solving, and more. I sat down with the Assistant Director of the Office of Student Involvement, Amy Nally, about the workshop.
So the leadership workshops are designed to enhance the students' leadership skills, and those skills we're focused on because that's what employers tell us that they're looking for. So those skills are communication, managing information, critical thinking, leadership itself. Some of the workshops that we do are emotional intelligence, which is really designed to understand yourself and to understand others and that people are different. The decision-making model, which is basically a model that runs you through 5 different steps of how you identify the problem, work through the problem, come up with different avenues of how to solve the problem. The other workshops are on resilience and grit, and that's what the activities are designed for that go along with the presentations, is to learn how to apply what they've learned in each one of the workshops. And so what we want them to take away is that everyone is different and that we should value civility and working with others. You can use the skill sets that we're trying to instill in you to overcome obstacles or challenges, just applying it in your everyday life. You're gonna, use those leadership styles, whether you're on an athletic team or in an organization or working for an employer.
Reporting for KNWT Channel 8, I'm Alex Paulskill.
Thanks, Alex.
Brianna Wesley was able to attend the event Get Up 10 as a part of Delta Week here at Northwest Campus.
Last Wednesday, I was able to attend Get Up 10, an event held by the Nu Gamma chapter of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. During this event, students played the game Minute to Win It, a game where you have a minute to complete a various task. With teams competing against each other, each team has 3 lives, and if all lives are lost, the team with no lives is eliminated.
Really, I'm the chapter president of the Nu Gamma chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I really didn't have like a super huge role other than to announce the event and kind of let the younger initiates kind of take charge. But I did participate in the event, go around, help the teams, and just make sure everything was like okay. My favorite part of this event was watching the contestants put the cookie on their face and try to get it down like into their mouth in under a minute, or doing the junk in the trunk where they had the tissue box on their back and try to push the ping pongs out. I think that was the funniest part or the best part of the event.
Get Up 10 was an event out of a series of events hosted by the Delta sorority during Delta Week. here on the Northwest campus. Each event with a unique name relating to the theme of Cardi B's album Invasion of Privacy. Delta Week included events named Get in Your Bag, She Bad, Get Up 10, Be Careful, and Came Through Dripping.
Get Up 10, Minute to Win It, and basically what Minute to Win It is, if you've seen like the show on Netflix, it's like you get a minute to do like some type of crazy tags, and we chose that event because up under our 5-point programmatic thrust, we do have like physical and mental health, and it's just kind of like getting you, or getting people to challenge their mental and like use their physical body as well, so.
Delta Week is a week that the Nu Gamma chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated tries to put on every year. So if you're planning to go next year, be on the lookout. Delta Week is something you won't want to miss. This was Brianna Wesley reporting for Channel 8 News.
Thanks, Brianna.
Witches, Ghost, War, and Murder make their way into Shakespeare's shortest tragedy in the final production in Theatre Northwest 2018-2019 main stage season. This famous story of betrayal and ambition is one of Shakespeare's bloodiest and most intriguing psychological dramas. Macbeth, Thane of Cawdor, and respected, decorated military general unexpectedly encounters three malevolent soothsayers of an eve of his latest battle victory who claim he will be king. Manipulated by the insistent urging of his devious wife, Macbeth succumbs to temptation and attempts to make his prophecy come true, committing darker and darker acts of evil. Macbeth runs April 11th through the 13th, 2019 at 7:30 p.m. and April 14th, 2019 at 2 p.m. Tickets are $10 and can be purchased in the cashiering office on the first floor of the administrative building by phone at 660-562-1321 or at the door 1 hour upon showtime.
Well, that's all the time we have for Channel 8 News this week.
For stories that matter to you, catch Channel 8 News every Monday through Thursday at 6:15 p.m. right here on KNWT Channel 8.
Northwest Sessions is up next. From all of us here at Channel 8 News, I'm Whitney Ice.
And I'm Madeline Mosbauer. Have a great night.